A very good morning to you guys back at home. Welcome to the Younib Breakfast Show with me, Wambui.
And me, Peninah, Wachera.
I hope your morning is well. I hope your morning is awesome. Yangu imekuwa poa, nimeamka vizuri, nimekuja kuwabamba leo. Leo tunakunywa uji, si coffee ama tea. Na ako ka bread, leo kafanyika kitu, kakuweka toast, uongeze mayai hapo, skule bread peke yake. Ama ni WhatsApp ni kutumia mandazi. Anyways, on to our morning bite of the day. As you have seen from our morning bite, today we're talking about leadership in students specifically. We have a great panel with us, a handsome and a beautiful lady and gentleman. I would want them to introduce themselves so that they can tell us more about leadership. Kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Annette Wanjru.
My name is Ogura.
If you could please explain to us who are you and what you do and what makes you to come here to talk about leadership. Okay. I'm a deputy speaker to the Congress in Tangazo University College. So basically what I do is I go through all the constitutions in Tangaza.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and as I have said, my name is John, and I am undergraduate student in Center for Leadership and Management. That is, of course, in Tangazo University College, and I am pursuing my Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration. I'm also the student leader, that is the Congress speaker. We'll probably talk more about this as we go on. Thank you.
Awesome. Karu, we notice these people are having Congress.
Yeah.
Cindy, would you rather we talk to explain is ama tulipe swali? The floor is there. So can you explain to us about the Congress? What, because I usually in other schools utasikia president, you'll hear of the deputy president, but having a Congress it's kind of different. Please enlighten us. Okay, a Congress it's more like a parliament. A parliament where students come air out their issues, but not students. Okay, student leaders. Like in our school, we have 3 schools. We have School of Theology, School of Education, and School of Arts and Social Sciences. So all these schools have their leaders. So a Congress is where all these leaders come together and air out their issues about students. So we as Congress leaders, it's taken to the president or to the dean of students or to the VC. Either way. So you still have presidents? Yes, we do.
No, so it's just a channel between you and students now, vice chancellor, I think.
Or the dean of students.
Okay.
Awesome. So Karo.
Historia leadership man. Leo tunawachanua by the way. Mimi nimekuwa shule for the longest time na mimi sikuwa drop mimi niendelea. Niko na tu campaign. Oh, kesho tuna choose nani, but anyway, I'm here to learn. Okay, what made you guys to venture into leadership?
For me personally, it's like an inborn thing. I just like leading. I just like being there, talking about people. Yeah. Firstborn. Okay, yes.
I would say that leadership is both an inborn ability and also something that can be learned, something that you can enhance, something that you can, advance. So as for me, I believe that I've become a leader since I came to know myself. And literally everyone is a leader by their own capacity, in their own ways. And because of that need, because of that, there is this intricate, inside feeling of wanting to see things work in a certain way. I bet that is what made me to go for this position, because a leader is someone who influences people on a certain direction. So I felt I gotta go. I had to do that. Yeah.
Currently, as leaders, how is it like being a leader and but a student?
It's a little bit tricky, but I guess the question should come from who is a leader. That is where the conversation should start from. Who is a leader? And one of the main qualities of a leader is someone who knows how to manage themselves. You know, if you know how to manage yourself, it becomes easy to maneuver through the two worlds. Because in as much as you are needed in the leadership position, there is also your own personal things that you need to do. We are students, you know, we are doing the units that other students are doing. Right now, probably there is a class going on, but we are hearing about, you know, leadership matters. But it needs someone who has, okay, I have missed this class, but I have the link to the class. So I am not lazy to not go back and review what the lecturer taught. We have a leeway in our school whereby there is a one-on-one with the lecturer, consultation, if you have an issue. So you must package yourself in a way that you're able to blend in both worlds. Yeah.
I love the way you've taken us back to what is who is really a leader. And I would like to ask this question: what is leadership to both of you?
Personal leadership to me is gaining experience. Because, okay, from my past, I'm a very shy girl, like me, sikangi hivyo, you know. But I look very innocent. But I was a very shy girl. I had this urge, like, if I stand before people, how will they take me? How will they see me? Because I look like right now, I look like I'm 15 years old. I can't even lead people. But it's like it's something I say, like, Annette, you can do this. But you can stand before people and they can listen to you. So leadership to me is a leeway to give me a chance to talk to people, see how I can impact them in my leadership skills. Yeah.
Awesome. You think you could be a leader? I am actually.
Yeah, I would actually add on what she has already done.
Yes, please.
And I would add and say that a leader is someone who has the capacity to influence, that is the word, to influence people on a certain direction. And here we're talking about positive leadership, not leading people in a funny direction whereby we find that now they have gone overboard to do the things that are not even allowed in our society or even in the constitution. So a leader is someone who influences people on a certain direction, and someone who actually also brings about that ability, the potential that lies within individuals. You bring it out, you nurture, and then people become the best version of themselves.
Hello, if you can see what I'm saying, Miss kama you're at my mindset sahi. Unajua umezoea kunisoma akili. But so as you can see, ukiona they really have the passion for leadership, and then you are seeing them talk about it. Unaona mse our say wako so qualified about leadership. I want to take you back kiasi, both of you. Mlisema nyi wote it was inbuilt leadership, but how did you come and realize anyway now I am a leader? How did it come to that?
Okay, personally, have you ever found yourself that you've been mentioned and you're not even there? Like you're hearing, okay, who wants to be the class rep? You just hear your name, Annette. Then when I come to class, the teacher is like, okay, let's have the class rep. So I'm like, who even chose me? Not even there. So it's people see that you can lead them. You see, it's people who choose you. Okay, yeah, I want to be a leader. I want to be seen. But it's people who see like, yeah, and yeah, Annette, she can be a very great leader. If you give her this position, she can do 1, 2, 3. So it comes from people and also from you. Okay, because if you impact them negatively, what I say, even Annette, hata ukimchagua, she won't do anything. You see,
Yeah, sure. And of course, on top of that, leadership comes with responsibility. It's a sense of responsibility. So how I became a leader, someone saw something in me, you know, a sense of responsibility. When back when I was the class rep, I remember we had been given a task. It was a group work, and I was to lead the group. And our group was number one in terms of whatever we were doing. So I took up the initiative, and then we delivered. So out of that sense of delivering, people saw responsibility in me. And that's how it really came out. And it has been rolling and rolling and rolling to where we are now. So leadership is responsibility that is always brought out. Yeah.
That's awesome. Karo, ushaikuwa leader?
Wapi? I don't think I can. Okay, but amesema ni learning process. I think nitatry to learn. Alafu nianze na Younib. Anyway.
Uko ready? Uko willing?
50-50 about it.
Mimi kuna kitu Annette amesema and imenikumbusha back in high school. You know, personally I was in love with scouting. So uko ndo nilikuwa najipata leadership roles. But now nikajipata nimechaziwa class rep. And then I did not want the position. Then my class teacher threw the Bible the Bible card to me. Leaders are selected from God, and everybody has selected you. So imagine hapo hongesema akimanze hapana, hauna option. Hauna option, and it's quite relatable. And najua you guys at home, you have had such scenarios. If you're a leader, you can continue sending us your interacting with us. Tuambie, have you ever been a leader? And what makes you a good leader? What makes you stand out? Sindio? So Karo, tunafanya kabisa.
Let me take you guys back to when you joined Tangaza, right? What process ama ndio, they chose you, wakasema wanataka ukue hivi na hivi or a certain leader ama usimamie kitu fulani. How is the process? You just become a leader to evolve?
No, I can't say that. You see, in Tangaza, okay, you can start from far. As I said, I'm in 1.1, I want to be a president. It's not a problem, but it is good to start with class. Okay, in university, you're dealing with older people. Like in Tangaza, where people went over 50. You see, so you are dealing with people from maybe 18 years of age to over 50. You see, you have to start with class. At least go to maybe an institute or a faculty. Then after a faculty, you go maybe to a school. Because if you don't understand your class, you won't understand a school. Yeah, so I believe that is how I came into leadership. You start with a class, an institute, maybe Congress, then maybe I'll pursue presidency. Good luck.
Yeah, true. And on top of that, I would say that we have a roadmap. We have a blueprint on how to go about it. And that is where now we bring in our school constitution. You see, we have a very detailed constitution that has outlined all these roles and responsibility. How one is elected in positions of leadership in our school, it is enshrined in our constitution. And for example, a post of a Congress speaker, that's where I am, how I was elected. We have the entire suffrage of students who elects different offices. But now my office, which is now the Congress, I am elected by Congress members. And my colleague had talked about who comprises of Congress. And we have said it's all the class reps in different classes and units and institutes. Then we have institute coordinators, like where I come from, Center of Leadership and Management. There is an institute coordinator. There is the secretary to that institute. There is also a deputy coordinator who are actually members of the Congress. And then you find that now all those people who are now student leaders, it is even a little bit tricky because you are dealing with leaders who wants to elect a leader among themselves. So you find that because we have a roadmap and a constitution that is working, so it is followed. And including the leadership position of any other position, the coordinators, there is how the constitution, puts it, and it has to be followed, and then our leaders are elected. For example, in my case, I remember we were like 5 of us who were contesting for the speaker's position, right? We had to bring out our manifesto. We have actually a period of campaign within the school. We have actually a vetting board that you go through. You are vetted. Why do not just anyone. They vet you. You go through the vetting process. You do the election, campaign, and then now you're elected. If you're not elected, you shake hand, and then life goes on. There's a roadmap on how to go about that.
I love the fact that you've said there's a vetting council. So that vetting council, is it comprised of teachers and or students themselves?
Yeah, of course, it's a mixture. There is an administration and also students.
They're ex-official members,
Yes.
but the main members are outgoing students, like fourth-year students, 4.2 students. So that if anything happens, walishatoka shule. Yeah.
But the head of the vetting committee is actually a lecturer within Tangaza. So there is that blending in. Yeah.
Okay. That's beautiful.
I am learning a lot.
Same
Sasa mimi nimekuwa shule for
You know, some of us tulikuwa shule, but leadership was never our thing. Hatukuendea leadership.
Assignments
Ulikuwa unasikia watoto wanapatana ndio like what is happening, tuko na class rep, si bora tutakuja tufudiwe.
Bora tuko na WhatsApp group pia.
Yeah, but it's important for everybody. If you're a youth out there and unaenda shule, get to learn this. Sisi imetupita kidogo, but you can get the opportunity, and maybe you never know, that is where your growth, your leadership journey starts. So you can start there. Sindio Karo?
Yeah, unaanza shule. That's I am challenged. I wish I could take back time. I can't now. Anyways, hii leadership inakaa ni kama like the way outside things are done. Azimio, Nani, how the campaigns.
Okay, in Tangaza, they're a little bit different because Tangaza is a church-based school. You see, it's a Catholic-based, not church, Catholic-based school. We don't bribe people. If you bribe people, it's an offense. It's an offense to bribe people in our school.
So there's no corruption.
I won't say there's no corruption, but there's no
bribing.
There's no bribing. You see, like other schools, you come with a car. Like usually there's this cooperative that are doing their elections. You come with a car, dash people money. Come with no. In Tangaza, it's very structured. There's a day on Tuesday we have an assembly. You go there on the podium or with your microphone, say who you are, what you want to do for Tangaza, and everything. Or you go from class to class, telling them what you want to do for Tangaza. There's no bribing. The only thing you can bribe them with is maybe it's food. Yeah.
And that food is not bribing per se.
Yeah.
It's appreciation.
It's appreciating
It's just
you.
like what we do even now. You can tell students, yo, come, I buy you food, and anyone can do that. And in as much as it's a church-based school, we would not want to literally, surround it there. It is about value system. It's about the value system that is the culture of the school. In as much as it has that element of the church, but this value system should actually run to every individual. Because what happens if you're not in the environment of the school? It means if you're compromised, then you'll do shoddy work out there. So it's a value system that has been ingrained in individual students, and that's just our culture. Yeah, when I look back at my budget, the so-called budget, it's called the campaign budget. I didn't use a lot of money, but because it was about the printing and all those things. But in terms of handouts, of course, it wasn't there. Yeah, it's cannot be there.
You don't even use. Okay, you use this to stickers, to posters.
Yes.
You do posters around the school, but you don't give people money.
No, you don't do handouts.
You don't.
In fact, if it is known that you've done the handout, that's
You're
one of
removed.
that is qualified. Because you're not credible. Yeah, you are compromised. You're compromised.
But I love the way Tangaza is forming people to better citizens. If imagine shule zote zingekuwa zinafanya hivyo, then we could be having good leaders way later. See, because tunaambonga youth are the leaders of tomorrow. Although inafaa kuwa leaders of today. But I don't understand mbona tunaambonga leaders of tomorrow. But then you guys, umeona Nigeria elect youths wenye wako 90 years, 70, 60. Ndio amekalia kwa president. You that hurts. You that hurts. So guys, I know this is a conversation that we can continue talking about, and it's something serious because leadership, will always start from now, from a very from underground, from chini kabisa to go up, and that is how we get now our leaders now as the president when you want to rule say here in Kenya. And you see, without a good base, then we cannot have good leadership. And I feel like it's important for us to start talking about good leadership from schools. Yanze hapo from primary schools, hata si ati ni universities ama high schools pekee. From primary schools, let's start forming leaders. And because of this, I want us to take this short commercial break, and we'll be back with more. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
In 1889, boxes that could reproduce sound were invented. Forget about history. Younib Music Studio is equipped with the latest technology and staffed with experienced sound engineers who will make your experience fun, engaging, groovy, and fulfilling as your music dreams become a reality. We offer music recording, commercial adverts, skizzer tunes, podcast, and voiceovers. We are located in Syker along Kangondo Road, and you can also reach us on our social media platforms on Younib TV on Instagram and Younib Media on Facebook, or call us on 0719144144. Younib, ever the best.
Welcome back to this heated conversation about leadership. Me, I am learning a lot. I wish I could take back time. I still wish I could take back time. Maybe I would be a leader. When tulikuwa shule pamoja najua nasema nini. But anyway, I want you guys to converse with us. Tuambie maoni yenu, kenye mnafikiria for our social media handles. Peshu tupeleke na mtaratara ya social media handles.
So you can find us on Instagram at Younib_TV, on Facebook Younib Media TV, and you can SMS or WhatsApp us through our number 0719-144-144. Na kama hoja subscribe, mimi nashangaa na goja because
subscribe boy. Subscribing is free. It's just free. Ingia tu hapo YouTube, tafuta Younib Media TV, alafu inatoka subscribe.
And the fact that wanapata entertainment.
Yeah. Why not? Alafu naona tena nimejoin Peshu. She's never alone in the studio again.
Why not?
Naona vile anafurahi hivi.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about corruption, no bribing, no nini, but I want you to tell us, how genuine are you guys in the leadership nani situation?
Okay, personally I'm genuine, but when it comes to maybe I need something, we can use the back door. But personally I'm a very genuine person. I love being ethical because I know one time I'll be needing someone in this position, you see. And maybe he or she won't help me. So I love being ethical, but sometimes situation forces us not to be ethical. Yes.
Okay, I would a little bit disagree with my colleague when she says sometimes. That word sometimes is actually waters everything down. You can be so clean, like for the longest time, and then you just blunder once, then it's going to come back and haunt you. So if we have selected to be straight, if an individual had made a deliberate choice to stay right from the beginning, there is no this thing of compromising. And that's why we need to change the conversation. Right now, if you're not straight in terms of doing the right thing, even in the society and in the community, people will see you as if you are the guy who is not okay. Like people have made sure that the opposite is now the right. If you're not a corrupt person, you have a problem, But now we need to have people who are, from the word go, you are genuine. And it starts from the smallest things that we do. Before you become an MP, an MCA, even the president, there are things that this thing does not just come overnight. It's a journey. And this journey means that you will not compromise, not now, not later. We've seen leaders. The other day we had a story that was evolving of a president in the US. That was Donald Trump. All this time there was something he did. And then it resurfaces. Why does it resurface? Because along the way of life, there is somewhere that you compromised. So personally, I have to advocate and say that let us just be genuine, even in the smallest thing that we do. And by that, we'll not be fearing it will come up and haunt us later on. So just being genuine from the word go, practice what you are taught. I've said I am a student in the Center for Leadership and Management, doing public administration. So if you are taught, as she has said, ethical leadership, can you just practice that? And it starts from the smallest things that we do. That matatu unapanda, unafikiria donda, ameforget kukuitisha hizo ganchi. And unasema, good riders, na unatoka. Those are the small things. That it starts from there. Yeah, so we want to embrace, the young people, do right even in the smallest thing. And even now when you have that big responsibility, you will not struggle. Yeah.
I hope we're taking notes because honestly, this is wisdom. Guys, this is wisdom. Isikupite by the way, ukipitwa akimanze.
Hapa kwa donda mifurahi.
Unasemanga leo ni ile day.
Unasemanga leo ni ile siku nimeamka na Mungu.
Baraka.
Blessings upon blessings.
I love the way you guys are grounded. What are your guiding principles as an individual? Not as a leadership, but as an individual.
Okay, okay, personally, it starts from my father. My father is a very ethical person in life. He taught me never to lie in life. Because right now it is very hard for me to lie. You'll even know when I'm lying. It is very hard for me. So it started with my family. In a family we don't lie. It's better you say the truth or big way. Where even if hata nilikuwa na blanda nikiwa high school, it's better just say the truth. Okay, yes, nilifanya hii na hii, but imetoka. So from that, the way I grew up. So even in leadership, I say the truth. Like, anyway, we don't have money for this and this, so just understand us. So that is where it started, basically.
And I would want now to define the word integrity, because as a value, I personally value that so much. Integrity is doing right even when no one is watching. You see, that is the definition of the word integrity. Doing what is right even when no one is watching. So if you take that one as a value, and that is what I have taken personally, I'll do what is right even when I am not, doing the PR, even when I am on my own, even no one is watching, I'll be able to do the right thing. And that's why people should really embrace integrity. Just do right wherever you are, whatever you are doing, and life will be okay. So people should inculcate some of these values in their life, and then they say, this is a choice that I've made. Because we have to be deliberate. You are not forced by someone to choose a value. No, you know the value of this value, and then you put it in yourself, and then how you practice. As she has said, the Papa told her, or rather taught her, how to be open, not to lie. And as you practice that over time, it becomes you are part of life. And for you to lie, it's a no, and now that's how we make a difference in our life. Yeah.
But I believe you get criticism for following your values and principles, right?
Let me tell you, there is something people don't get. You see, before we are leaders, we have to connect the administration and the students. You see, so with your knowledge, you have to know, okay, when you came up for students, what will I tell them? You came up for administration, what will you tell them? You have to bring them in cohesion, you see. So you just go to administration and say, but this is what the students have said. Then you go to the students, you try to talk to them the way you know. That's okay, it is a bit hard, but
yeah, it's true. And that's what we have said. The society of nowadays is doing things opposite. If you are not maybe giving the handouts, people see you as you are a weird person. If you are not a liar, people see you as are you okay even? You see, we need to now change we need to now change the how we do things. And we have said it starts from an individual. It is not we, it is me. Yeah, when what you do in your setup, even here in studio, you guys, what are the values that probably you need to do what you're doing? Yeah, when we embrace that, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, and our society is going to change. Yeah.
Change is personal.
Oh, wow. I understand a lot of things you guys do. When you go in an
But yeah, change is personal, and it's good to take the values from a personal level. I think if we want to make a difference as a community, it always starts with an individual, and that is one thing that everyone needs to understand. Amani Ajekara.
Kivo.
So mmeongelea kuhusu leadership ya students. So how do you guys now represent, what is the purpose of a student leader? Because mostly tunaweza kwa tukijiuliza, okay, they are leaders, but what is the purpose? Some of us tulikuanga shule, tulikuwa tunashinda tu tukimformiwa kwa class, okay, this is what tumeona watu wameenda kuketi. Kwa na strike unasikia kesho kuna strike msikuje shule.
Ndio hii mpango saa ngapi? Imeniambu tu hiyo time pa.
You see, but now why is it important to have leaders, student leaders in school?
As I've said, to create a good cohesion between administration and the students. The second point is to build leaders who out there will know how to handle situations. Like sometimes there's just chaos in school. Any admin niko na shida, students niko na shida. Students want to beat admin want to beat students. So you have the student leader who hapo katikati. You don't know, okay, what are students that admin will beat you or will chase you in school? You see? Yeah. So you are there, you're like, okay, what should I do in this situation? It's trickier sometimes, but I don't know how we do it.
Yeah. God,
but at the end of the day, it is really hard each day and day, because some students require, they need you to be on their side. Students wanaaminingi yule student leader you have to be on their side, unatuelewa. But then they don't know what happens on the ground. You see, you can be told like, but maybe they see that apana, this is what is happening in school, so don't tell the students. So you are there trying to catch the unawashikia students hapa kama yai wasijui happen. So it is a bit tricky, but we do our best. I think so.
Yeah, true. And maybe to also underscore that, there is this part of a student leader to try and act as a link between, of course, the two. But that link has to be so genuine and founded on what is really guiding. I've said that we have a constitution, but you see, the fact that we have a demonstration does not mean that they're above the law, right? Yeah. So as a student leader, you also need to be a linkage between the student and tell them about their rights. Yeah, this is your right. This is what you deserve. If a lecturer, for example, does not maybe perform their duty of coming to class in the right time, giving the course outline, doing what they're supposed to do, there is a problem. And we as leaders, we cannot keep quiet about it. Yeah, we need to approach the office and tell them this is what is happening on the ground. Maybe the lecturer is someone in the office and things are streamlined. So in as much as you are there as a link, and sometimes it's a little bit tricky because you don't want to look bad, but you also have to stand with the truth. We know very well, and by the way, if also the student misbehaves, there is no cover-up. Yeah. No, let them also, because it's for their own good. When we say it's a cover-up, we are not helping anyone. So it's for their own good. Let them go through the disciplinary action that the university has stated below. And in the long run, you find that they have become a better version of themselves. And that is something that we should really continue embracing. Let us move and act with what should be guiding us. Yeah. So we are in that position whereby you just streamline things. You make things to just flow. Yeah, you're not a blockage in any way. That's what we do.
Yeah. I feel like wanabebanga a lot. Yeah. Unaimagine unajua Kenya admin inataka, unajua kile student anataka.
Ni unafo.
Unajua wako opposite. Hawezi patana, lakini uko tu hapo katikati.
It's hard. It's hard, but amesema ni God.
Yeah, ni God.
Leadership is from God. My teacher was right.
Vile ulika
Bible quotes. Usikatae leadership. It's your chosen.
Yeah, I want you guys to expand more on the benefits you guys give to the students in your role.
Okay, I can build on what I've just said, which is on enlightenment of what actually they're entitled to. As a Congress leader, I find that less students, a very small number, they know what Constitution says on a specific thing. So we kind of act, or rather form a forum to enlighten them on what the Constitution says, or even what the university statute says concerning students. Because knowledge is power. And when you are in a dark position concerning a specific benefit or a specific need that should be attached to you, and you don't know, it becomes a problem. So we actually voice that this is your need. You need to know what this says about you, and you find that now things are moving, in the right direction. Right now, even on the now context of Kenyans, how many Kenyans know about the Kenyan Constitution? How many of them knows about their rights? A policeman can come and start harassing you, all because you don't know your right.
Yeah.
But you see, it is written in the Constitution. If you know your right, a policeman should come and tell you who they are first.
Yeah.
Not just saying I'm a police. What? Police for what? You should know. They should actually tell you who they are. Why do they think they need to arrest you? And now that's what we do in the university. Let students know what they are supposed, or rather what is their benefit. On the other side, their responsibilities. Because this thing comes hand in hand.
Yeah.
They also need to know, this is my responsibility. I need to do this and this and this. Because it's a two-way traffic. In as much as we know, heck yeah, too, this is our right. No, there is also something you need to do. And that is what people have not been, even the students, they are not in a position, they have not enlightened themselves in some of those things. So we try to, bring it out, and we become better by the day.
Also, to add that on here, point, we also put up events. They put up events for students, like maybe career week, maybe conferences. You see, just to build a good cohesion between at least students and administration, so they see at least the admin is not that bad. You can work with it.
Yes.
You see,
And on top of that, now they showcase their talents. We have cultural weeks. We have
many cultures in Tanzania, Ghanaians, South Africans. We have many. So it's good for students at least one day, one time at least to be free.
And now that one brings out the abilities, because we are able to differently. Even in the it's called extracurricular activities. We are not all smart at the same level in class. There are people out there that are so good in drawing, in singing. So we have all those platforms, and we are the one who enhances them to actually happen. And students now brings on board their skills, their talents. We identify them. People have been sponsored in school, by external observers that saw something in that student. So it is a lot that happens.
I've been hearing them referring to the constitution. Here in Kenya, people are given the constitution. So what happens in Tangaza?
Okay, in Tangaza, when you come first semester, the orientation day, you're given just the handbook, student's handbook, change the rules. Because in a church-based organization, this is how you have to dress. Your makeup should be like this and this and this. This is the type of braids you should braid. You see? But the constitution, it is the mandate of the Congress to give the institute representatives so they can give to the students. But you find sometimes in between there, kuna corruption kalifanyika. Yes, the Congress ilitoka hapa ikaenda hapa, but when it reached here, siasa. Siasa is everywhere. You see, siasa is everywhere. So you find that when you go to us, na tuko participate hata tujue rights zetu ni gani. You see, so this constitution is, even us as Congress leaders, we try to go at least to each institute, address them and say, these are your rights. This is what you have to do. When this arises, this is the channel you have to use. Because you find that people, when wamepata shida, they go direct to the BC. That's not the channel. There's a place you have to start.
That's why we started, when we came into office. Because, by the way, our office is 1 term, 1 year term. Of course, you can vie again, but the longest that you can serve as a speaker or even a deputy speaker is 2 years. Right? So we started a motion, and this was between the Congress office, uhamasisho, of the constitution. Uhamasisho ni nini na kizungu? No, awareness. That's the one. Awareness. We started the awareness, right? To the students to know the constitution. And actually, we have the constitution, of course, for the hard copy and soft copy. And in our digital world right now, we just forward the constitution to WhatsApp group that we have for institutes, and everyone is able to read and understand, because it's their right to know what is enshrined in the school constitution.
And also that in each school there are clubs, there are movements, and like in our school, these movements are country movements, like Uganda, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa movements. They have to have their own constitution that we have. But we know, okay, this is what happens in the South African movement.
That's awesome. Wow. I love the way Tangaza is building iko na the cultural, na si cultural ile ya Kikuyu kama most schools wako
kwa hivyo tunaipenda, but ilikuwa leo tukiwa Kamba.
I know our cultural week ilikuwa cultures ya Kikuyu, Kamba, but it's so beautiful to see different countries being in the culture. It's very beautiful.
Kwanza hapo pia kwa I know my rights. Huku nje nasikia watu wakisema I know my rights. Kumbe mzee hata hajui constitution inasema nini. But tumeona Karao pia nafikiria hajui rights. So I think it's just a way of communicating, which is very nice. And on that note, let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
1889, boxes that could reproduce sound were invented. Forget about history. Younib Music Studio is equipped with the latest technology and staffed with experienced sound engineers who will make your experience fun, engaging, groovy, and fulfilling as your music dreams become a reality. We offer music recording, commercial adverts, skizzer tunes, podcast, and voiceovers. We are located in Syker along Kangondo Road, and you can also reach us on our social media platforms on Younib TV on Instagram and Younib Media on Facebook, or call us on 0719144144. Younib, ever the best.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Imagine waking up to a show every morning that entertains, educates, that keeps you glued to the screen with interesting topics. Talk about health, fashion, business, fitness, and spiritual nourishment. Whether you're enjoying your cup of coffee, tea, milk, ama kauji, Younib Breakfast Show is the place to be. Every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. with me, Peninah Wachera, here on Younib TV.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Yo, what's up niggas? Slewy Salat, tuko rada na Toby hapa hivi.
Jina langu naitwa Sara Mutoa na mimi ni msanii wa nyimbo za Injili na bado mimi ni mwanabiashara, niko rada na Toby Neema.
Umesikia vile amesema hapo hivyo.
Tuko rada na Younib TV.
Tuko rada. Na uko rada? Niko rada kabisa,
Niko rada.
Hapa ni Crystal Clear Collection Junction.
Na tuko rada na
Unatafuta show yenye itakupeleka na rada ya step vile vitu zinasonga. Iwe muziki, topics moto zenye zinasaidia mavijana na pia story ya biz. Uko hapo hivyo mtaani, unashanga ni biz gani unaweza anza. Join me, Toby Neema, on the Niko Rada Show right here on Younib TV kuanzia saa 8 mpaka masaa yake every Thursdays and Fridays.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you're learning a lot in matters leadership is concerned. Mimi, honestly, I'm feeling like ningeenda back in time. Ningekuwa leader. Make sure nimekalia hiyo kiti. And funny thing is, nilikuwa nimewekwa nikakata.
Wow.
Imagine.
Even the opportunities zipita
hivi. But anyway, we learn from our mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, I hope you're enjoying the conversation. Continue interacting with us through our social media platforms and also the number on your screen. Tuambie, if you're a leader, what are these things that una feel people in the leadership seats should start improving? Like, let's start a debate, a conversation where we'll be able to, ifikia hadi watu wa juu, kuonyesha that even the youths themselves, they know what they do.
Yeah.
Sindio? And we know how we can lead people, right? So, nilisikia tukiongea and mlikuwa mmesema kuna vitu zenye you guys, the benefits of student leaders, na pia mkatuambia that there are things that you guys organize. So, sisi tumezoeanga, schools have strikes, they have demonstrations. So, does this come from the students? I mean, I come from the student leadership. Ama what happens?
Basically, it depends on what we're striking about. You see, sometimes, mostly it comes from students, you see. But you don't get a strike. This is the wrong school to talk about strike. Because it's a Catholic base, then we have many religious in our school. Ati usinati, to the strike, unajipata uko peke yako. I swear. In Tangaza, unajipata uko peke yako, for real. Because at the end of the day, religious don't, as I've told you, we are from 18 to 50. Nasema from 50 strike. Akimbia kwa barabara na wewe. They cannot at the end of the day. They can't at the end of the day. So in our school, we've not even handled a strike. Maybe it's ile tu watu kuongea kushtua admin. But for a strike, I can't say if we've handled a strike.
Yeah.
But it mostly comes from students.
Yeah, but even when we look at the big picture, strike shows there is a problem that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
That is actually what people should know. In as much as people are protesting, it means there is a problem that should be addressed. The other day we saw the strike in Mary University, and they were protesting what? The removal of the VC, which was not done in the right way. And what does this even tells the rest of us is that there is something the VC of that particular university had with the students. And that's why they were protesting the removal of the VC. And of course, government came in and he was reinstated. Why was he reinstated? Because there was a problem to start with. So anytime we see strikes, there is always a friction between the administration and the students. And when it is ignored for the longest time, so it escalates to violence. But there is always a chance for people to engage in a dialogue. When the administration notices there is something that is not right, and probably the leaders of that particular institution have tried to raise the issue with the administration, but maybe they have been ignored. So if they're ignored, then they say, okay, we're going to blow it up. You know, of course, it's not the right way to address issues. But what do you do when you're ignored for the longest time? You know, so we have to understand that strikes are, you know, they are actually a wake-up call to even the university leaders to address the pertinent issues that probably are arising. And actually, it is actually constitutional to strike. Do you know that?
Yeah.
The only thing that is not allowed is when you go wild and you start looting and doing stuff. It is called civil disobedience. It is there in the Constitution. Everyone can engage in a civil disobedience in as much as you won't go overboard in terms of looting and doing all manners of things. It's okay to actually strike. Yeah.
So what I'm getting is VC, Dean of Students, ikata kuwasikiza, tuna strike.
It escalates now.
Mnachangia? Like, do you put
obviously
emphasis on it?
student leaders will have to change because we've tried to air the issue, but they don't hear us.
But now in the democratic way, we will not advocate students to do looting. No. Even in that strike, they will not be, you know, advised to maybe loot. No, but it's okay to take this mabango. You see the banners and the leaves. Yeah, walk. You're not doing any harm. You just say, we need something, we need to be heard. We have something we need to air out. Yes.
Yes, sisi ilikuwa tunavunja hadi dirisha za dunia.
Now that was very long.
I understand. Kaleta hadi tear gas.
I'm going to jump this full demonstration.
No.
You don't know, please.
And I want you guys to tell us the challenges you face. Like when you're leading this idea juu yenye mko katikati. Hapo najua shida iko. I think hata mnahitaji therapy kiasi. Unapitianga challenges
because at the end of the day I'm a student. My father expects that at the end of the semester I take a grade. Then in Tangaza, let's say from our school in Tangaza we have a rule. You cannot miss 3 classes. If you miss 3, you're out.
The whole semester,
not a month. If you miss three classes, not even 3, even 2. When you miss 2, they say you miss 70% of the content. Because in Tangaza, we are opening school on August 20th. Shule. Yeah, we don't take at the shule November.
That's discipline.
It has to come a week later.
I know that was normal for us. Because the first week there's no classes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he is us in a school lecturer atako a week before us and a week before us. So as long as I'm a student, my father expects that I have to be in school. So if I miss classes, I pretend I'm a leader. So what is that? So I have to be disciplined in everything I do. Like we have dress code issues. See me, I'm there dressing like I'm in KU and I'm in Tangaza.
Wow.
You see, what does that say? Today Annette wears now the Wambui. So you have to be disciplined in your own way. And also in class, there's a way you carry yourself. You just don't talk anyhow. You see, people talk each and every day. You see, you don't have to go to the
Yeah, and I will also add and say that there is something that always comes out most of the time, and that is not being interested in student matters. Now that is the students themselves. Remember, you are leading students, and those students, they happen not to have interest in some of the things that you are advocating for. It means it's like you're working with people who are not even ready to come on board, and it's a big challenge, coming on board on matters pertaining to students. Like for example, when we called for a general assembly, that is the GA, it happens on Tuesday. When we call for Congress meetings, you find that people are giving out excuses. But you see, what is going to be discussed on the table is matters pertaining their issues. So you find that that linkaging is a little bit tricky because people are not volunteering. I've just heard what you said, that you were chosen to stay on a position, but you pulled out. So that pulling out and saying, no, me, I don't want to do this. But students have to know and to realize, for any realization of a goal or of a vision, people must work together. Yeah, we have to literally collaborate and do this together. So there is no segregating yourself, saying, no, me, I came here to learn nothing else. No, there's more that is needed.
Wow. I feel attacked. But well, in life, borrow high. So it's that time, and it's not a little bit of gaming. It's too much of something. Is boring, sindio?
Yeah.
So saa zingine ni poa kuingisha a little bit of fun to help us pia digest whatever we've learned, So Carol, tupeleke, what are we doing today in our fun segment?
Leo tunacheza na riddles. Hizi time zingine tumekuwa tukiuliza, what can't you leave when you get out of the house? Unapanga lip gloss. Today matters serious. Riddles.
Tunaona watu wangapi wako shule.
Okay, Annette, what month of the year has 28 days? Wow.
It's so funny that everybody at 28 ni only February, but all months have 28 days.
That's a trick question.
Yeah.
But now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Mr. Speaker.
So on to Mr. Speaker, Sir John. What is the full? What is full of holes but still holds water?
Full of holes,
but still holds water.
but still holds water. Man, this is a little bit challenging. But if it has holes, why should it even hold water? Let's see. Full of holes.
Kumbuka wanasemanga, when God decides to bless you, unataka like a laundry basket, it will hold water for you to drink.
But no,
Think about it. Think about it.
That's a tricky one. Yeah.
You want to try?
No. Another trial.
Full of holes, but still holds water.
It's a sponge.
Oh God.
Umekuwa mkioverthink sana.
Yeah.
So msioverthink sana na hizi maswali. It's general questions. Yeah. So there's that question, Annette. What is always in front of you but can't be seen?
Wow. This one you're not supposed to even meet. You are a leader. Remember, we are leaders.
Okay. What is always in front of you but can't be seen?
You can discuss. Discussion. What is it? You can't see.
You can't see it. You can see your nose. Can you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. No.
We are the leaders of what? Youths are the leaders
Of tomorrow.
Yeah.
What is tomorrow? It's the future.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. I can see over here.
Okay, next question. What goes up but never comes down? What goes up but never goes down? Comes down, sorry.
Smoke. I would say smoke.
Smoke?
Yeah. Have you ever seen smoke going down?
Smoke disappears in the air.
But it always goes up.
But yeah, you never.
It can bend, you know. The
Any side.
always goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Prayers. Because
Wow. That is deep.
Heavenly Father, we come in front of you. Yeah. We come in front of you. We come up to you.
But the answer to that riddle is your age. You will always go up.
From 18 to 50. Nakwambia mahede.
Okay, the final question. You walk into a room that contains a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, a fireplace. What will you light first? I repeat. You walk into a room that contains a match, a kerosene lamp, a candle, and a fireplace. What will you light first?
There's a matchbox.
Yes.
A matchbox.
Wow, you got that right.
Yeah.
That was fast.
The match. That was nice. Feel aje about those questions?
A little bit tricky.
Yeah.
But also, some of those you could, create answers that you guys didn't have.
We'll work on that next time.
Next time kikuja tuna debate baby.
Yes.
Siwa ndoma.
Tutakuwa na debate hapa.
Yeah.
So as we are continuing this conversation, as we are wrapping up with the conversation, what will you say as a leader? What is your parting shot? What can you tell people about leadership? Or what do you feel like we need to work on when it comes to leadership?
I think what we need to work on is knowing that change starts with us. It starts from within you. Like I hate when I go somewhere to a town, you know, we say like we want town to be clean, no county government. County government ni wewe. You don't want the county to be be dirty. But mono ukule smoky to paper karatasi. There are dustbins all over. If you go to Uptown, there are dustbins. So a journey over 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Yeah. So change starts with you. And also, it's good to know yourself as a person before you enter leadership. You can enter leadership equal to overwhelming on you, equal too much on your life. Because we are leaders, we are students, and I'm also a person, and I'm also a sister to someone. You see, we have so many things incorporated in that. So it's good to know who you are and know what you want.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful. I would also say that leadership per se, it's not a position, but rather an action. People always confuse, I am so and so, I am this and this. But when we come to the real meaning of it, it's what you do that really defines who you are. So leadership should always be seen, even by the members of public, not as a position and titles, but what you do is what really makes you a true leader. I would also want to say that for those who want to enroll in Tangaza, we welcome you. One of the most amazing universities of our times, and especially this act of values, ethical leadership. It's going to, you're going to be taught, and you're going to be a different leader. So, thank you all.
I like what Annette has said, kutupa karatasi ya smoky. That thing pisses me off. Mi nikikula smoky naekanga hiyo karatasi kwa bag. I'd rather put it inside my bag, niende nikatupe mbali.
Same case.
Yani, alafu wenye mnaendanga abroad, or rather, outside countries, unapodana mtuambia, aki ni kusafi, Kenya si kusafi, sijui nini. It starts with you.
Yeah, so true.
Eka hiyo karatasi kwa mfuko, peleka home, ama uende eke kwa dustbin, kuna watu watafagia, and then utaacha kusema other countries are more hygienic than yours.
I actually have a friend mwenye anakuonanga ukitupa pepa chini, anakufanya uyokote. Anakuokotea na anakuambia eka kwa mfuko, you go with it. Exactly. Ukifika nyumbani, you throw it in the right place. And I feel like all of us should start that. And also, nimependa pia kusikia the way tunapewa wisdom about leadership. Tumeambiwa leadership is not a position, it's action.
Yeah.
It's action. And it's about time, if you're a leader, usichukulie kama a position yenye utatake advantage of people. Start doing work. Let the work speak for you. Sindio?
Yeah. And on that note, you guys would like to shout out to people kama si tunashout out ya cameraman wetu hapa. Anashinanga ametuambia time is up, alafu akiwa amejam, alafu anacheka later.
Maybe shout out to Tangaza for this opportunity. You said I shout out to our driver, our very able driver. Yeah, so he's very good. Yeah, he's one of the best drivers in Tangaza. Also shout out to my classmates. I'm doing journalism, communication in Tangaza. So shout out to my classmates. I love you all.
Awesome.
Yeah, I also, of course, take this chance to recognize and to give a shout out to the entire Tangaza fraternity, our lecturers. Sister Margaret, we love you. You're such a lecturer. The rest of the student. Barak is our academic secretary from CLM, and the rest of TANSA. And of course, our secretary to the Congress, Madam Faye. Just feel overwhelmed where you are watching us from, and we say that Tangaza forever. Thank you.
Sasa fanya nisikie kwenda Tangaza.
Manze.
Our motto is touching hearts, transforming lives.
It's called teaching minds.
Teaching minds.
Touching hearts and transforming lives.
Awesome. Wow. Awesome. And kama umenotice, these people wamekuja na the same, like they are talking, but now vile wametuambia we are like, anyway, these people are touching lives. Yeah. And these people are transforming. Like their virtues, they're really doing what they're taught. And I feel like it's a good institution, and many schools
should copy them.
Why
not taki kukopiwa, but you guys copy them.
So that we can build good leaders for tomorrow. It's a good thing.
Yeah, and on that note, kwaherini. It's been nice kuongelea kuhusu leadership. I didn't know a lot. I'm so sure hata wewe unajua a lot about it, but I'm happy we've learned with you guys. We've entertained you, and that's it for today. Bye.
Goodbye. Have an amazing day ahead.